Good afternoon and welcome to Interbay Soccer Stadium for today's live stream of NCAA Division II women's soccer action as the Simon Fraser clan play host, technically, to the Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons in a neutral site game. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us here on SBUFalcons.com for our live stream of this game. This, of course, part of a doubleheader with the SBU women's soccer team taking on Cal Poly Pomona this evening at 7 p.m. Western Time. Let's take a look at the starters. First for the Clan. In goals, Michaela Isobi. Listed defenders, Carly Grosso, Emma Lobo, Kayla Gonsalves, and Holly Roski. Midfielders, Christina Dixon, Caitlin Earhartson, Jenna Lee Baxter, and Denise Carthput. And the forwards, Tegan McKay and Emma Pringle. For the Dragons, in goals, Kennedy Rogers. Defenders, Lindsey Brown, Jen Barnes, Kylie Billings, and Jen Wickman. Midfielders, Carly Gamrath, Jessica Dahlman, Myron Super, and Hannah Luce, and a forward duo of Rachel Jensen and Jensen Odegaard. Your referees, Saya McGee. Assistant referees, Liam Leonard and Chad Schmidt. Simon Fraser, and all right on the right side of your screen, moving from right to left in the first half. The Dragons in red going back the other way, and they will start out with the ball. Gamrath in center circle. Awaiting referee Cy McGee's whistle. We're underway here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. Gamrath can't keep control of the ball, concedes the throw-in. Minnesota State Moorhead looking to rebound from a down 2017. They finished 1-13-3 overall, but they do return 8 starters, including 4 of whom opened every match. Denise Cuthbert throwing in from the near sideline. Picks out Tegan McKay. Thrown up toward McKay. Emma Pringle working with it in the middle. Comes back to Cuthbert. Jenna Lee Baxter. Cuthbert working with Baxter here. Dragons trying to trap the ball on this side of the field. Now it's swung out to Emma Lobo. She'll go ahead for McKay. And chopped upfield to Rachel Jensen. Jensen going over the top. Gamrath gives chase. Shielded off it by Carly Grosso. Gonsalves dispossessed. Jen Barnes going ahead for Gamrath. Race to the byline. Gamrath going to be able to keep this ball in play as it dies on the slow rolling turf. Jensen looking to square this ball. Chipped up by Jen Barnes and cleared away by the Clan. Gamrath has Jensen making the run ahead. Wins the throw-in. And a loose. Wanted Jensen on the throw. Carly Grosso dribbling out of her own end. Far side to Lobo. McKay going over the top. And corralled by Brownell. Thrown in by Christina Dixon. Cut back. Looking into the middle for Baxter. McKay's there. And Baxter goes back to Carly Grosso. Lobo. Toward Dixon, who spins away from a challenge. Keeps the ball in play on the far sideline. Spins in across. McKay, a touch to settle it. Two defenders come in on her. Earhartson. And now Pringle. Swung to the back post. Cuthbert is there, but cannot send it back across the face of goal. It's gone out for a goal kick. Most promising attacking chance of the early 6.5 minutes elapsed so far in this match. Kennedy Rogers to put the ball in play for the Dragons. Brownell, intercepted by Dixon in the midfield. She'll push it wide. That's Baxter there. And her cross is blocked. And will roll out of the corner. So Simon Fraser will take their first corner of the match. Jenny Baxter taking the kick. Ball in. Rogers grabs it straight out of the air. Baxter, an accomplished senior on this Simon Fraser team. Made the All-West Region 3rd team last season. And the All-GNAC 1st team. 2 goals, 13 assists for her. Simon Fraser really running their attack through Baxter. Ball lost out the near touchline by Hannah Luce. Restart by Cuthbert. McKay. Baxter. Earhartson going over the top. Pringle trying to spin it in here. Dixon was there. Dragons looking for something on the counter. They come square to Jensen. Gamrath calling for it ahead to the outside. This ball's going to come through for her. Gamrath was looking for Dahlman on the inside. Grosso put herself in the way of it. Earhartson eating up real estate. She goes ahead for Pringle. Back toward Earhartson. And broken up by Jen Barnes. McKay wins that ball. Pushing ahead toward the byline here. And she's won another corner. Baxter plays it short on the second corner, going for Earhartson. Earhartson's going to chip this to the back post. Rogers, that comes off the woodwork. Still loose. Grosso trying to finish it off. A defender blocks it. Well, Earhartson looked like she intended to cross that ball, but nearly tucked that one into the net. Kennedy Rogers went up for it, but didn't reach it. Jen Wickman up to Odegaard. Ball comes behind Dahlman. Cut near side for Cuthbert, who gives chase, but cannot keep the ball in play. Right at midfield. Cuthbert loses out to Hannah Luce. Luce concedes the throw-in. Ten minutes gone here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. Simon Fraser has a 2-0 shots advantage, one of which rattled off the woodwork courtesy of Caitlin Earhartson, but still no goal to show for it. MSU Moorhead, meanwhile, have been frustrated trying to get things going in the attacking half. Gonsalves restarts for the Clan. Wickman, Odegaard. Lifted past midfield and given right back to Gonsalves. Slicing ball in for Cuthbert here. Cuthbert gets by Luce, gets a little bit of space. Cross is speculative. Barnes partial clearance. Cuthbert gets to it. And Sia McGee feels it was a fair challenge by the defender. Dixon tied up with Wickman on the far side. Brownell. Odegaard. Wickman trying to lift it clear here. Gamrath looking to turn. Emma Lobo is there. She gets it back to Grosso. Emma Pringle. A little bit of space here. Lays it off toward Tegan McKay. Just a little bit too much weight on that ball. Gamrath wants Odegaard on the far side. Her first touch brings it to Super. Dahlman. Ball is behind Barnes. Jen Barnes coming through here, looking for Dahlman. Dahlman, a right-footed shot, and can't get around on it. It's gone out for a goal kick. Looking for the home run ball, looking for Jenny Baxter. Baxter gets a touch on it, and it is knocked away by Brownell, the center back. Ball's gone over the end line. Rogers to take a goal kick. McKay, first one to the kick. Pringle. Earhartson McKay. Wide for Pringle. Dragons looking to recover. That ball comes in. Rogers goes for it and gets it on the dive. Pringle defended by Brownell. She'll go back to Lobo. Jenny Baxter. Gonsalves. Gonsalves going for goal. That one on frame. Wonder goal from long range from Kayla Gonsalves. And the Clan take the lead with 30-25 to play here in the first half. It's 1-0. Rogers has shown from the earlier shot from Earhartson. She has some trouble getting up for shots in the air. Gonsalves picked her head up, saw the defenders were giving her space, and put a beautiful ball on goal. That one came off the right post and into the net. Shot looked like it was from about 25 yards out. Kayla Isobe controls the ball at her feet. Picks it up under pressure from Gamrath. Well, the Clan took about 15 minutes to find their first goal. They have been completely in charge here at Inter Bay Soccer Stadium. Plenty still in this for the Dragons, though. Quick goal on a counterattack would put them right back in this. Gonsalves. McKay. Dixon making a move up the far side. Brownell blocks the early cross. Comes back to Dixon. Wickman is there defensively. Dixon finds some space, but it's straight to the hands of Rogers. Thrown to McKay. She concedes the free kick after trying to muscle up on Hannah Luce. Kylie Billings will send it downfield. Billings going over the top. Gets past Gonsalves. Rachel Jensen wanted to float it toward Odegaard. And it's out for a goal kick. Gonsalves. Big ball up toward Pringle. Clan work it back to Grosso. Lobo. Wanting Baxter over the top. Dixon intercepts a pass. Substitution now for the Dragons. Looks to be number 13, Tomomi Nishihara checking in, the senior from Okayama, Japan. And she'll come in for Jensen Odegaard. "25 minutes left to play here in the first half. Simon Fraser up 1-0. Here in a neutral site game to kick off both these teams' 2018 seasons. Jensen trying to fight her way to that ball. Up toward Jenny Baxter. And lost out of play by Jen Barnes. Pringle draws the free kick off of Kylie Billings. Baxter will tend to serve this one in. Baxter toward goal. Rogers comes for it. The flag up for offside. The ball in the back of the net. It will not count. Liam Leonard, the assistant referee on the bench side area, putting the flag up and keeping this game at 1-0. Low ball out from Rogers. Flicked along by Brownell. Up as far as Dahlman. Nishihara. Plucked away by Lobo. Pringle looking to turn. Baxter wants McKay over the top. McKay can have a chance to get to this ball. She'll send it toward goal. Rogers diving and keeps it in play. Earhartson wanted to center it to McKay. Cuthbert. Gonsalves. Back wide for Cuthbert. Room for her to work. Goes straight at McKay. Jensen. Falls for Earhartson. Earhartson. Shot from distance. And out for a goal kick. Thrown in from the far side. Scrum for the ball. Dragons come away with it. In the middle for Dahlman. Gamrath looking to turn. Trying to link back up with Dahlman. And Lobo hits it off her and wins the throw-in. Grosso. Gonsalves. Ahead for Cuthbert. Cuthbert. A little bit of space here. And Billings ends the danger temporarily. Thrown into Gonsalves. Gonsalves serves that in. Billings fails on the clearance. Erhardson drops it off for Baxter. Back wide for Cuthbert. First time cross toward the back post. Pringle is there looking to settle. Intercepted by Nishihara. Now Dahlman has to contend with a couple defenders as the Dragons try to get bodies forward here. Under 20 to go here in the first half. Simon Fraser has a 1-0 lead. Dixon, Baxter. Back to Lobo. Gonsalves looking for Cuthbert down the left side. Cuthbert gets there, takes a touch into the penalty area. A cutback cross. Pringle wide open at the penalty spot. Has to hit it with her first touch with defenders closing in and scuffs it wide. Carly Gamrath going to grab some rest now. She's replaced by Madison Erlaub, freshman forward out of West Fargo, North Dakota. Kennedy Rogers. Ball only gets as far as McKay. This one might fall for Erhardson. She wanted to cut it back to her right foot. And that one comes off McKay and out for a Dragons throw-in. Gonsalves losing out to Erlaub. Erlaub centering ball. Was looking for Super. One back by the Dragons. Pringle going through for McKay. Billings closing down. Wickman checking in. And McKay's cross deflected out for a corner. Third of the game for Simon Fraser. Baxter looking to send in from the far side. She'll go for an outswinger this time. Strikes that ball pretty straight. Rogers goes up for it, spills it, gets through to the back post. McKay is there. She sends it back across the face of goal. Grosso lifts it airborne, trying to head it into the middle, and it's cleared away by Jen Barnes. Gonsalves. Back to Lobo. Dixon. Baxter with it now. Pringle with time and space atop the 18. Left-footed shot doesn't come off the way she'd hoped. Easily picked up by Rogers. More subs lining up for the Dragons. They'll have to wait till the appropriate stoppage. Dixon set to throw in from the far side. She picks up Pringle. Pringle's left-footed cross toward Earhart's, and she strikes it with her first touch. Rogers gets to it, keeps it alive, and then jumps on the rebound. 15:50 left to play in the first half. Erlob. Dispossessed by Gonsalves. Ahead for Earhartson. Going wide now for Dixon. Dixon on her left. Back for Earhartson. Earhartson toward goal and tucked into the left side of the net. Picked her spot, put it across the face, and Kennedy Rogers dove for it, but didn't have a chance to get to it in time. Simon Fraser takes a 2-0 lead with 15:11 to play in the first half. Earhartson notching her first goal of the year. And Christina Dixon with her first assist. Earhartson, a senior, was an all-GNAC honorable mention last year. 3 goals, 6 assists for her in 14 starts. Well, she's already got 1 goal this year. Ball up top to Olivia Johnson, who checked in at the last stoppage. Throw-in will be taken by Kaylee Parsons. Thrown toward Johnson. Gonsalves is there, concedes another throw-in. Throw-in finds Erlob. Erlob, a little bit of space there. That one nearly fell through. For, I believe, Hannah Spielman. Jen Barnes. Spielman.
Also in for the Dragons, 8, Hannah Spielman, and 22, Olivia Johnson.
Gonsalves intercepts that ball. Pringle. Hit to the far side for Dixon. Overhit it, though. Simon Fraser coach Annie Hamill in her 5th season, yet to use a sub here in the first half. Might be trying to get her starters a good run out here in the season opener. 12.5 left to go. All her bench players sitting back down now as opposed to warming up. Isobi. For Grosso. Lobo. Up toward Dixon. And thumped back by Brownell. Roski. Gonsalves pulls it back against Johnson. Lobo serves it over the top, looking for Pringle. Rogers off her line and collects it. Billings knocks it long for Erlob. Grosso can't link up with Gonsalves, wins the throw-in off of Kaylee Parsons. Pringle has runners, sends a through ball for McKay. Poked away from her, cleared away by Wickman. Nashihira. Erlob. Johnson continuing her run. Near side to Parsons. Dixon as far as McKay. Pringle turning, has a bit of a lane here. Tries to poke it forward as she's brought down. Earhartson can't pull it away. 9:50 left to play in the first half. Simon Fraser with a 1-0 lead. Johnson going through for Dahlman. Dahlman cuts back to her left. Tried to lay it off for Erlob. Had time and space, but sought to distribute. Substitutions for both teams. Now we'll see the first Simon Fraser sub of the match. It is number 15, Carmen Brown, the junior, coming on for Tegan McKay.
Fraser, number 15, Carmen Brown. And subbing in for Moorhead, number 23,
And 23, Peyton Bell, first year out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Checking on for Erlob. Johnson. To Bell. Dahlman fighting for it at the byline. Johnson has it. Tried to go back to Parsons. It's one away. And now Earhartson looking to eat up some space. She'll try a long ball over the top. Looking for Brown. And intercepted by Brownell. Baxter toward Brown. Turned by Pringle. Pringle going to try one from range, and that's right at Rogers.
shot Emma Pringle, save Kenny Rogers.
Gonsalves wants Brown over the top. Grosso wins the header. Baxter to Pringle. Knocked over toward Brown. And the Clan can't hold on to it in the attacking third. Cuthbert wanted to go through for Brown. Pringle might still have an opportunity to. Cuthbert going at Earhartson. Earhartson squaring up against Lauren Phillips. Earhartson shoots across the face of goal and misses. Was thinking about going for a brace. Rogers hits it up toward Phillips. Dixon hobbled a little bit behind the run of play. Gonsalves has it as it comes to the near side. Cuthbert getting by Parsons. Johnson closing down from behind. Cuthbert can't scoop it past Johnson. And it comes off Jenna Lee Baxter for a Dragons throw-in. 5.5 to go until the break. Simon Fraser leads 2-0. Pringle dispossessed by Billings. One back by Roski. Payton. Gonsalves, Cuthbert, and Gonsalves will reset to Isobe. Hit into the middle by Bell. Bell draws the free kick. Goes down and is holding her right leg. And they're going to stop the clock here. Cy McGee going to wave to the MSU training staff. Clock has stopped with 3:45 left to play here in the first half. Simon Fraser leads 2-0. Goals coming about 15 minutes into the match, courtesy of Kayla Gonsalves with a 25-yard shot that curled across the face of goal and went off the right post. And Caitlin Earhartson, who doubled the advantage for the Clan 15 minutes later on an assist from Christina Dixon. Earhartson leads all players with 5 shots so far in this game. Emma Pringle has 3. Overall, the Clan have an 11-1 advantage. Jessica Dahlman for MSU Moorhead, the lone Dragon with a shot this evening. And the Dragons, Peyton Bell, the first year out of Manitoba, has been helped to her feet. She's being helped off the field, not putting any weight on that right leg. You certainly hope it's nothing serious. 3:45 to play here in the first half. Dragons have a free kick right at the edge of the attacking third. And it looks like MSU head coach Christy Kopietz is subbing on Marissa Wong, senior and Moorhead, Minnesota native, in place of Bell.
Subbing in the game for the Dragons, number 16, Marissa Wong.
Kylie Billings over the free kick for the Dragons, who have pushed pretty much all their height to the edge. This is the one area they have a distinct advantage over Simon Fraser. Billings going toward goal and missing wide of the post. It's out for a goal kick. 3:40 to go until the break. Isobe restarts short. Grosso. Lobo. Roski. Picked away there. Wong has it run out on her. She has the throw-in. Ball sent downfield for a sprinting Emma Pringle. Billings gets a first touch to it and scoops it away. Gonsalves on an intercept. She gets the ball. And we're trying to get it wide to Cuthbert. Parsons is there. Looking for Nishihara up top. Grosso dances past Johnson. 2 minutes left to play. Lays it off for Jenny Baxter. Baxter coming wide for Cuthbert. Cuthbert into the middle. And the offside flag off on Tunis Cuthbert. Kennedy Rogers to restart play. Carried at the far side by Lauren Phillips. One back by Dixon, who goes down. Brownell. Dahlman. Baxter fighting to get it back. Dragons have been hemmed into their own half here. Now Kylie Billings coming forward. Center back's on a tear. Gets it past Gonsalves. Picked up by Johnson. Under a minute to play. Dahlman wanted to lift it out wide to Johnson. Knocked out by Gonsalves. Parsons picks out Nishihara on the throw, and Nishihara goes down, won't get the call. And Dahlman trying to link back up with her on the through ball. Pringle content to slow things down here. 20 to go until the break. Gonsalves has it nicked away. Nishihara, potentially a fast break now for the Dragons. Going through for Johnson, who is onside. Johnson can't hold on to it through the challenge of Emma Lobo. And Lobo just rolls it over the near side touchline. And we go into the break. As it stands, Simon Fraser Clan on top over MSU Moorhead. 2-0. Goals from Gonsalves and Earhartson. We'll take a break and return with the second half. We are back at Interbay Soccer Stadium, set now for the second half between the Simon Fraser Clan and the Minnesota State University Moorhead Dragons. Clan have a 2-0 lead in the first half. Goals from Kayla Gonsalves and Caitlin Earhartson. Clan in white will be moving from left to right on your screen here in the second half. MSU Moorhead outshot 11-2 in the first frame. They'll be looking to rebound after a slow start here in 2018. Emma Pringle and Earhartson over the ball now, waiting for referee Cy McGee's whistle. We're underway in the second half. Back to Emma Lobo. Lobo up toward Jenny Lee Baxter. Baxter up to Pringle. Pringle toward goal. Rogers has to punch it over. Didn't feel she was going to get up for it. And that's a fourth corner of the match for the Clan. Baxter teeing up this corner, hits a low roller toward Earhartson. Earhartson chips that toward goal. Rogers is up for it, and it's a brace for Caitlin Earhartson. She strikes it with a first touch and curls it past Rogers, who can't track it out of the air, and the Clan take a 3-0 lead in the second minute of the second half. So 47th overall. Dahlman. Back to Super. Far side to Luce. Grosso controls it for the Clan. Concedes a throw-in. Isobe waving away her help. She'll take this free kick. High spinning ball controlled by Pringle. Billings hits it up to Gamrath. And it's plucked away from Jansen. The ball over the top, intercepted by Brownell. Back up to Pringle now. Pringle cut down and draws the free kick. Free kick was taken too soon. Referee Cy McGee wanted her to wait for the whistle. Gently Baxter. They'll set it up again. Baxter toward goal this time. Rogers comes for it, misses it. It's loose at the backside and scored into the net. It's not clear if it was scored by Grosso or finished off by, I believe, Emma Lobo, who ran in. We'll wait for the official confirmation, but it is 4-0 Simon Fraser. Goal given to Emma Pringle to make it 4-0. Ball down to Lobo. Cross from Lobo, blocked right away. Dixon shakes off a challenge from Odegaard. Lobo picks up her head. She wants a cross. Earhartson trying to get it back to Dixon. Super plays it off Baxter. Cuthbert attempt to settle. Super wants a long ball over the top. Gamerath going to give chase. Isobe sees it all the way and will collect it easily. Ball picked up by Earhartson. Earhartson option to her right. Going out wide, finds Brown. Brown spins it across the face of goal, trying to tuck it at the far side net. Rogers. Earhartson lifts it back in. Rogers collects it on the bounce. Baxter holds on to an advantage played here. The ball coming ahead for Brown, who's onside. Brown picks her spot, shoots, and Rogers is there. Gamerath over toward Jensen. One away by Cuthbert, who's drifted into the middle. Goes to Pringle. Lobo into the middle, looking for Brown. Dixon, some space now. Dixon cross to the back post. Too long for Baxter. Cuthbert is there, chips it back across the face of goal. Headed by Pringle, who's hit hard and misses wide. It's out for a goal kick. I'll credit to Emma Pringle for throwing her body on the line right there. Brown intercepts the clearance from Rogers. Spins out of a challenge. Still has the ball at her feet. tied up by Wickman. Earhartson. Earhartson! And she's missed wide. Substitutions now for the Dragons. We'll see the return of Jen Barnes
For MSU Moorhead,
and the entry of Hannah Spielman for the first time here in the second half.
Jennifer Barnes.
Pringle heads that puck down, nicked away by Brown. She does battle with Brownell. And a free kick given outside the box. Gently Baxter sizing up this free kick. Has options at the back post. Baxter plays it low on the ground. Tried to go near post on Rogers.
Shot Kennedy Baxter, save Kennedy Rogers.
Dixon. Pulled away by Cuthbert. Pringle turning, surveying. She'll drop it back and turns it over to Gamrath. Gamrath has Jen Barnes making a run over the top. Goes short to Jensen. Pringle looking to clear now for the Clan. One back on the track back by Luce. Pringle dicks it away from her and can't keep it in play on the far side. Free kick going the way of the Dragons. MSU trying to pour on the pressure. Billings. Jensen at the far sideline, can't keep it in. Two subs now for the Clan. Looks like Samantha Donald and Gabrielle Brissett checking in. I mean, it was Dixon coming on, Allison Dixon, not Samantha Donald. Grosso up to Jenny Baxter. Christina Dixon. Dixon squares for Pringle. Pringle with space and can't put it on frame. A goalie sub for Minnesota State Moorhead. They'll bring on Kaylee Sedlacek, 5'10 freshman out of Bothell, Washington, and local product, to replace Kennedy Rogers.
Now in goal for the Dragons, number 1, Kaylee Sedlacek.
Ball picked up by Earhartson. Earhartson from long range, and Sedlacek equal to the task for her first save of the evening.
Save on the shot by Kaylee Sedlacek.
Earhartson down. She's fouled, and she's not moving right away. She'll pick her way back to her feet. 30 minutes left to play. Simon Fraser has a commanding 4-0 lead over the MSU Moorhead Dragons. Ball up to Pringle. Pringle spinning, dancing, lays it off for Baxter. Baxter toward goal. Sedlacek goes to ground. Wound up not needing to. It was wide of the post.
Subbing in for the Dragons, number 7, Kaylee Parsons.
Kaylee Parsons back on for MSU Moorhead. And 3 subs for the Clan.
Tegan McKay, along with 19, Danae Robillard, and 20, Katie McEwen.
Janae Robillard, Tegan McKay, and Katie McEwen checking in. And that is McKay, who thought she'd won the ball back, but had fouled Hannah Luce in the process. This ball spilled. Jensen has a chance to play it, and it's cleared away by Grosso. Another foul from Pringle at midfield. Ball sent in by Kendall Schauer. Schauer, ball over the top. Gamrath running onto it, has a chance, heads it toward goal, and Carly Gamrath chips Michaela Isobe with her head. Notches a goal for the visitors with 27:34 to play. Play resumes here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. Grosso coming out wide for McEwen. McEwen fanning to the back post. Pringle there, headed away from her by Schauer. Haley Huda staying on it. Gonsalves. Shower. Ball hit up to Gamrath, the goal scorer from moments ago. Gonsalves. Ball finds McKay. McEwen making a run up the far side. Brissett. Her dribble takes her wide. Ahead for McEwen. McEwen low cross in. Sedlacek off her line and collects. The switch for McEwen pays off. And referee had played advantage. One did not immediately develop. So Pringle drawing the free kick beyond midfield. .25-15 left to play in the second half. Clan leading 4-1. Gonsalves restarts it short. This is Grosso. Brissett. Brissett going for goal. Sedlacek. An easy grab for her. Jen Barnes dispossessed at midfield. Clan have it back. Brissett wide for McEwen. Straight up to McKay. Brissett deflected there by Parsons. Gamrath can't win it back. Gonsalves draws Jensen. And hits it behind Cuthbert and out of play. Olivia Johnson checks back in for MSU Moorhead. Stepping on for Rachel Jensen.
In the game for Moorhead, number 22, Olivia Johnson.
Dragons win a free kick in the attacking half. Johnson will hit it. Lifted in, headed away by Pringle. Genevieve Baxter can't get it past Shower. Hannah loose. Long ball from her. Isobe comes off her line and collects it out of the air. Hannah loose put that one on frame. Brissett brought down as she touches that ball. McEwen gets a touch in, taking on Brownell now. Brownell wins the possession battle and concedes the throw. Two more subs waiting for the Dragons at the next appropriate stoppage. Wide for McEwen, who is offside. So an indirect free kick on the way for the Dragons. Sedlacek will put the ball back in play. Restarts it short. Pringle immediately there to provide pressure. Loose has to spin. Plays to the far side, but it's picked away by Cuthbert. Cuthbert trying to deal her way inside. Shower blasts it off Pringle. And Super hits it out the far side for a throw-in for both sides. Three subs for the Dragons. And one for the Simon Fraser clan. 21-19 left to play. Thrown in from the far side. And they're looking at Emma Pringle. Robillard. Thrown in looking for McKay. Partial clearance. Scooped away from Robillard. Nishihara can't corral it. Gonsalves winning the throw-in on the far side. Thrown from Cuthbert on the far side. Pringle fighting off a defender. Pringle looking to cross, looking for McKay. Cleared away. Free kick given just outside the penalty area. Referee Cy McGee playing advantage once again as we're inside 20 minutes left to go. Jenny Baxter will take the kick as she has all evening. Three in the wall for MSU Moorhead. Brissett available as a near option atop the 18. We'll see if Baxter picks her out. Whistle goes. Baxter goes herself, chips to the back side, headed back across the face of goal, and shuffled away by Super. Controlled by Dixon. Brissett. Up to Robillard. Going through for McEwen. McEwen behind the back line here. Her cross is deflected. Robillard has that one come off the bottom of her foot as she leapt for it. And picks herself up as Sedlacek collects. Long ball over the top. Jenny Baxter gives chase. Goes immediately into McKay, who swings and misses with her first touch. And Sedlacek picks it up. Ball out wide for McEwen. Billings pokes it away from McKay. Up to Nishihara, who is dispossessed by Grosso. Gonsalves. Clearance stopped by Pringle. Robillard wants it in the middle. Brissett. Chips it in the middle. Robillard back underneath it. Pringle looking to turn. Cuthbert. Pass is intercepted by Johnson, and Johnson draws the free kick. 16:40 to go. Clan leading 4-1. Billings sends downfield. Nishihara first one to it. And one back by Simon Fraser. Jenny Baxter looking to break free down the far sideline. Dragging Lauren Phillips with her. Back for Cuthbert. Cuthbert dancing inside the penalty area. Lays it off to McKay. McKay holds onto it through a challenge. Robillard to her left foot. Robillard into traffic and blocked. Brissett now. McKay. Back to Huda. Cuthbert. Passes past Phillips. McKay tries to leave it off. And Pringle commits a foul. And the attacking third. $15 to go. Olivia Johnson muscling in there, winning the ball. Square for Billings. Billings wants Nishihara with the through ball. Isobe off her line. And she'll grab with little trouble. Clan in full control here. They lead the shots battle 23-3. Another ball over the top for McKay, who's onside. McKay takes a touch. Sedlacek off her line and into an empty net. The long-range finish from Emma Pringle for her second of the game to make it 5-0. Sedlacek made the right call by charging out against McKay, unable to recover in time, and Pringle did not disappoint from long range. Clan make it 5-1 with 14:21 to play. Jenny Baxter up to McKay. Robillard. Brissett. McEwen. McEwen lifting in here. McKay settles, fights her way toward the byline, and cannot win the corner. Sedlacek. Up towards Super. McEwen. Up the near side. Early cross. Looking for Claire Bareilles, who's checked in. Dahlman. Johnson. Up to Carly Jo Gamrath, who spins out of the challenge. Waiting for support. Square for Dahlman to the far side now. 12:50 to go. Dahlman chased down by Cuthbert. Bareilles. Johnson lifting it into the area. Clan looking to clear, chance to finish a loose ball. And Simon Fraser clear their lines. Brissett with it here on the near side. Grosso. Corralled by Huda. And just chop back to Isobe. 10:20 left to go. Cuthbert still running on fresh legs here, late goings. Baxter trying to tee up McKay. McEwen calling for it. McKay goes for goal. Sedlacek escorts it and lets it run out for a goal kick. 10 minutes to go. And 2 more subs for the Dragons.
In the game now for Moorhead, number 16, Marissa Wong, and number 27, Jennifer Wigman.
Dixon. Robillard. McEwen gets it back. Robillard. Gently Baxter. Robillard going in here. Might fall for Dixon at the back post. Dixon picks her spot, gets past Sedlacek, still loose, and hit toward goal by an offside Claire Bareilles. Gonsalves up to Dixon. Dixon can't keep it in. Pressing late for another goal is MSU Moorhead. Dahlman fights her way to that ball. Billings immediately strikes it in. Gonsalves, it's over her head. Gonsalves recovers, making it away from Marissa Wong. Dixon going ahead toward Bareilles. 7 minutes to go now. Dixon. A chance to switch. Intercepted by Billings. Billings slides in and gets the ball away from McKay. Marissa Wong to Carly Jo Gamrath. Back outside for Wong. Run down by Brissett. And the Clan have the throw-in. Gamrath has it wide. Dahlman in the middle. Brissett tracks back, fights her way onto the ball, calling for the free kick now, and will get it. Baxter, far side for Dixon. Dixon gets around her defender. Dixon now, some room to work. And is ultimately dispossessed by Brownell in the box. Sia McGee pointing to the spot for a penalty with 5:13 left to play. From our angle here, it really looked like Lindsey Brownell had gotten to that ball cleanly. The referee disagrees. Dixon taking a moment to collect herself.
Simon Fraser has been awarded a penalty kick.
And it'll be Jenny Baxter to take it from the spot.
PK to be taken by Jenny Baxter.
Freshman goalie Kaylee Sedlacek squaring up with Baxter. Baxter goes left and scores. Sedlacek frozen in place by the short run-up. And Baxter gets on the board to make it 6-1 here with just over 5 minutes to play.
6-1, Simon Fraser. 84-47, Clan goal scored by Jenny Baxter on the penalty kick. Simon Fraser 6, MSU 1.
Bareilles giving chase to a ball in space. Wickman back to Sedlacek. Ball back for Dixon. Baxter. Earhartson. Baxter pulls it away. She'll take it out wide. 4.5 to go. Baxter has made some space for herself. Options now to cross. She goes, and trying to tuck it near post is Bareilles. Comes off the post and goes out for a goal kick. Four minutes left to play. Bareilles restarts up to Wickman. Quick chip from Dixon into McKay. She has McEwen across the box. Ball comes behind her though. And Billings concedes the throw-in. McKay off Billings, wins another throw. Free kick, Dragons. Sedlacek. Headed back in by Huda. McKay fighting for this ball. Sedlacek clears it away. 2.5 to go now. Ball out wide. Used to be Dixon. Now Earhartson. Service in from the wide angle. And Sedlacek has it on the bounce. So it'll be a frustrating start to the season for Minnesota State University Moorhead. They'll have another bite at the apple, so to speak, here on Saturday against SPU. At that game, SPU will be honoring the 10th anniversary of its Division II National Championship back in 2008 at halftime. And that game slated for a 1 p.m. kickoff. "90 seconds to go. Clan taking their time to put this one in. And they can afford to. They lead 6-1 here at Interbay Soccer Stadium. And they've drawn a free kick. "60 seconds left. Simon Fraser passing around. McEwen to the near side. Ahead for Bareilles. Cut back in for McEwen. Lifted away by Super. Brissett. Baxter. They'll go back to Grosso. And the back line will likely ice this one out with 30 seconds remaining. Isobe waits for pressure, knocks it away with 20 left. Long ball back up toward Gamrath. Grosso back to Isobe. 10 left. And Isobe dumps it out the far touchline. So that's it'll finish here for the first of our 2 matches today. Simon Fraser Clan coming up with a big win against MSU Moorhead by a score of 6-1. Our second game slated to start right around 7 p.m. Pacific time as Seattle Pacific University plays host to Cal Poly Pomona. We hope you'll join us for that one. But if not, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long, thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.